muted day, at least for the Qs and the SPY, and look at some of today's plays. Let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap from May 26th, 2021. Q's up 0.35 and SPY up 0.19. You can see, maybe just barely, today's range in the Q's and SPY. Really, really sideways all day. From the open till the time that we close, you see very minimal change here on the Q's and SPY. Fraction of a percent. Okay. Coming into today, we were bullish. Okay, nothing really has occurred for us to even start talking about when to be bearish. Okay, because even if like we fail under yesterday's low, which is not much of a pivot, we'll still be into some support. We'll still be above the 20 MA on the daily, on the Qs and the SPY. Right, any kind of pullback will be into some support. Hourly is not in a downtrend of any kind, so we just don't have any kind of time frame right now saying lower prices. Okay, so going into tomorrow, still gonna be bullish. Okay, I mean, as you might expect, if you're bullish today, and today's bar is very neutral, doesn't change anything, it's not going to change anything for the bias, right? So still bullish going into tomorrow. Okay, all right, let's take a look at what we had for today. So I thought we had some pretty nice gap downs. That's really been the focus for me the last few weeks. Got you I liked, but got you got bought pretty soon after the open there. I was looking at it and never really gave a nice setup, and then I just started rallying hard on the got you. Okay, so you can see ended up recovering a bit, closing the gap there. You know, the gap closing the gap or like fading the gap for the gap fill is not really my kind of play. I was only looking at this in case it wanted to fall apart even more. You know, something that I was expecting to as it was breaking through support, continue lower, so no play there. Excuse me. JWN, nice gap about the breaking of support, but you can see here what's the problem: red, 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 and then gaps down. You know, that's going to reduce the shock value. It's a little bit similar what happened here: down, 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 and then we gap down, and then it got bought. Today, you know, got bought a little bit, not that big of a green bar, but I was watching this for some kind of setup lower, ended up being pretty sloppy. And JWN generally is, and then got bought. Okay, I did give the TVTX a try. Okay, TVTX in the morning here did get bought, but then it weakened, and so then once it started to weaken here, this is where I played it. Okay, this is where I did the play, right here, and then so it was doing okay. Added to it at the lows, and then it reversed. So this ended up being a loss here on the TVTX. Was doing okay. And, you know, as we know, that's just what the risk that you run when you're doing an ad is that you could turn a winning play into a losing play. But the reason you're doing it is you want to turn the winning play into an even bigger winning play. So I added to it, brought the stop down. You can see a trigger, then it failed. So that was the TVTX. The one that was the really nice one today, which I know some people in the room caught, but I missed, was the Ford. Okay, which silly me, I'm the one that mentioned it in the room, but I'll show you kind of how I went about missing it, because it does seem, you know, to not make sense. How come I'm the one saying that this is higher and then missed it? So the Ford, I do like the gap, okay, clearing most of this red bar, and then in the morning clears the resistance. Okay, so higher, right? We're gapping, we're clearing resistance higher. Okay, so we got a nice pullback here to the rising 20 MA. Okay, and so this is when I mentioned it. Now, what's the problem here? Okay, why I wanted to come back to it is because you're going up, up, up into the trigger. So I don't want to be getting triggered in on a multi-bar move up. You see what happened here? And this is typical. It doesn't just have to be the Ford. This is any symbol, any chart, any time frame pretty much. Okay, is that if you're going and you're going to break the resistance through multiple bars up, it's probably going to need a pullback before the next play. Okay, see how you get multiple bars up. Now, what's the difference? Let's say like what would be a better way to break resistance or to set up any kind of entry, right, would be something like something like the sky. Okay, staying up here. Now this stays extended is the problem, but you're basing up here. You're not going deep pullback and then running up to try and break. Okay, so back to the Ford. The Ford. So I didn't want to enter it after multiple bars up. So that means if I get a red bar, if it takes another pause or starts to base, then I can play. Well, you got exactly that. There's the red bar. Now it's good to play. Even gives it a little shakeout, even better. Like if this initially looked like it was going to be a problem of multiple bars up, this is good because now you get a little bit of a shakeout. Now it's good. Okay, so now you've kind of got this consolidation in here right before the trigger, right before the breakout, as opposed to up, up, up. You know, a lot of times you're going to just need a reaction first. So that was the Ford. The Ford, I think, was like 4 hours last I looked at it. And since it was making new highs at the end of the day, even more. But I do think I wouldn't be in it at the end of the day because of I probably would have got trailed out right there on the Ford. Okay, so I don't know. It wouldn't have been a huge play, but it would have been a good play, I think, depending, on the management. All right. So, but I think the last couple days there have been a lot less to do. That's why I've been saying a little bit more picky, management. Make sure that, you're not like doing too much and then being real waffling too much on your management or, making decisions on the fly too much. I mean, it's okay to make adjustments, but you don't want to be just kind of an emotional kind of wreck, just like, jumping in and out of stuff all the time, needing stuff to work right away. Because I think the focus right now should be focus on the best setups, best gaps. Otherwise, don't do too much. Okay. All right. And because we're at earnings season, I think there are some this week, but the list is a lot smaller than it was 2 weeks ago. All right. And I'll go ahead and let you guys know here. I will be out of town the next couple days, so you'll be getting you won't be getting a new market wrap tomorrow or Friday. Monday is a holiday, so you won't hear from me again until Tuesday. Okay? All right, so I will talk to you then. Have a good rest of the week. Have a nice long weekend, and we'll be back at it on Tuesday. All right? Have a good evening.